It's time to update your wardrobe with JCPenney. Fall has arrived, and so have a great range of amazing deals to help you express your style this season. Shop for everyone in the family, from suits, trousers, sweaters, denim, jackets, and more. And finish off your look with your favorite makeup and skincare brands at JCPenney Beauty. Shop in store or online today. JCPenney. Make it count.
My three-row SUV gets 3 kids to 3 different sports.
Mom, let's go!
Luckily, ExxonMobil Synergy Supreme Plus Premium Gas is 3 times cleaner for better mileage.
Go on, find a station at Exxon.com. Synergy Supreme Plus gas compared to Synergy regular gas and port fuel-injected engines. Benefits based on continuous use and may vary.
Got a ball game going on?
Yeah, top of the 9th. Quite a brawl here. I have rarely seen as many rockets as have been hit by both teams here today. Not home runs, but just rockets all over the field. Rather odd game here with the Orioles, to say the least.
Who's up?
The Twins are leading now 9-8 in the top of the 9th, and a young man named Miles J is trying to close down a bunch of O's that you've never heard of, although the Orioles became the first team to visit Hammond Stadium this year that actually brought the first team, basically. Manny Machado and Trumbo and all of them were here. So it's been a brawl, though. Joe, at 1:40 your time, 2:40 our time, I looked up. So we'd been playing 100 minutes, and it was the bottom of the 4th. It was moving rather slowly, to say the least. But our guy Joe Mauer, former St. Paul resident, as you might know, a couple of doubles today. Hadn't been hitting. He hit one down in the right field corner, and then he hit one Joe slicer down in the left field corner that emptied the bases, 3 RBIs.
I like the one in the right field corner.
Oh, I do too. He hit it hard. He hit it hard and turned on it and all that good stuff. A long home run for Jorge Polanco, left-handed, and Danny Valencia, former player guest on the Racy and Mackey show.
When in doubt, swag out.
When in doubt, swag out. First pitch he saw from Adalberto Mejia hit about 900 feet. He can hit lefties. He's still around, and whatever team has him sends him up there against lefties, and he pounds the hell out of them. So, and the Twins could use one of those. Maybe they'll go get him. I don't know.
Where would you put the Twins in your AL Central race?
Second.
Oh, who do you like first?
Cleveland, because of the pitching.
Wait,
The,
You know what I read about John Lester?
What?
He's practicing throwing the ball to first by bouncing it.
Yes, I saw that.
You know what? I'd fine him $1 million and then fire him.
Well, either that or, send him to the old psychologist.
What the hell is wrong with you?
There's got to be somebody over there that can get you to throw the ball over to first base.
I don't get it.
No, it's but listen, we watched Knobloch with the Yankees, who suddenly he went from being second or third best second baseman in the American League to a guy who couldn't throw the ball to first on a routine grounder. And Dave Engel, remember him? He went from an all-star catcher. Now, he wasn't never great defensively, but he couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher.
Isn't that something?
They're throwing it like me, huh?
He used to throw those big high pop flies back to, and which used to drive Billy Gardner crazy. And then one day a guy took off and ran from second to third, and then Gardner flipped out, and then Engel was basically a DH the rest of the time because he couldn't throw it back to the pitcher anymore.
I don't
He used to have
understand
to stand up. He used to have to stand up, step out, and point, and then throw it at him like he was playing catch. You know, he couldn't just flip it from the catcher's stance. So, the mind is a terrible thing. It can do weird things to you. Our guy Kevin Love, former Timberwolves great, went on the Players Tribune. You know, this thing where they write their own stuff so it's not filtered by a horrible media out there. They've been doing it. It's been around for 4 or 5 years now. Wrote this long piece about how he had a panic attack earlier this year during a game, and really trying to look very introspective in there. And, the whole thing about boys aren't supposed to have those kind of emotions and that kind of stuff. And,
Sure
I'd agree. Boys aren't supposed to have.
That happens.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Okay. So, anyway, that's everyone is going through something is the title of Kevin Love's essay.
I see.
Very long.
I don't think
That's
I'll
very
read.
deep. Everybody's going through something.
Yeah, we all have something. We all have something inside us, inside our mind that we don't want to share with people.
I am going
Which is
through
good.
the Lowry Tunnel.
Which is good. Which is good. There's, we don't have to share everything. We can have our secrets. That's okay.
No, everybody has a demon or two.
Well, yes, that's what he's saying, I guess. And his demon.
Two?
Yeah.
Some have them allotted more.
Amateurs.
Yes. Yeah, but that
And he's
doesn't
proud
mean,
of himself because he has more than two.
Kenny, that doesn't mean you have to go on the Players Tribune and write a 100-inch essay about
I
him.
pay
No.
a guy $120 an hour to talk about my demons. You're not getting these things for free.
You
Yeah,
got
the
good
Players.
ones.
Yeah, the Players Tribune. You don't. You got to. By the way, you know what today is, don't you, gentlemen? You've probably
March
discussed it
20th
already.
anniversary.
20th anniversary. Well, first of all, it's the 12th anniversary of the death of Kirby Puckett, which is certainly a sad occasion.
Yeah.
But it's also the 20th anniversary of The Big Lebowski being released. Yes, it is.
Yeah, John will have that in his news. Mm-hmm. He's got that in his news. Say, you're of
And-
the.
I think in honor, I'll have Gabe watch that with me this weekend, huh?
And, Joe, this consult, I forgot to consult with you today, but we are doing the Sports Person of the Day again.
No.
And
I have that copyright.
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
and Pat
and
present. The
Joe
sports-
and Pat, yeah, it says Joe and Pat present the Sports Person of the Day because we didn't change the promo.
No.
But today we have chosen to honor Jesus Quintana as our Sports Person of the Day.
All right.
The John Turturro character in
world famous bowler.
bowler. What'd he say? He could really roll it. He said that dude can roll. That guy can roll it.
I thought he
or
says
something.
no one bleeps with the Jesus.
That
No, he
creep
said
can
that.
roll.
That creep can roll.
That's it.
Yeah, so we're honoring Jesus, although he called himself Jesus, right?
Jesus.
A lot of the Hispanic
I
players
would
with that name go
bleep
with
you
Jesus.
up. Who were the nihilists?
They were basically kind of anarchists, right?
I
Weren't
guess
they?
so.
Those were the guys that were trying to get the money out
Right,
of the
yeah.
dude.
Yeah. They cut somebody else's toe off and said it was Bunny's,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By far, Tara Reid's greatest role in the movies, I would say.
He's a
is Bunny.
nihilist. He doesn't care about anything.
I'll be right back. I gotta go find a cash machine.
Yeah.
How much did she want to present him with
$100.
that? $100.
I think
right?
it's more than that. I thought it was
It was
1,000.
1,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
100 if
I got
Brad.
to see if there's a cash machine.
100 if Brad watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Here's your line.
That creep can roll, man.
Yeah, but he's a pervert, dude.
The perfect comedy 20 years ago.
Really holds up.
Phil Miller, who worked out in Utah for many years, told me that he and his wife would go up to the Sundance Film Festival up in Park City all the time. And they always have like the mystery movie. And you buy the ticket and you don't know if you're going to get a clunker or a good one. And they got to see the Big Lebowski 3 weeks before it was released.
Wow, how fun.
And he said the next year they went, it was a documentary about somebody who took photos in the early 1900s of something that was the worst. He says, so you had to take your chances. Sometimes you got a real clunker, he said.
Where is Phil now?
He was at your place, and they cut staff, and he was among the cuts, and then now he's at our place. He's been at our place for several years here.
What the hell did he cover in Utah?
So the Utah Jazz. He covered the
okay.
band. He covered the NBA team for quite a few years. Yeah. So
I've got a Viking question for you when we come back.
all right, good.
I knew I was a pederast, so I knew I had Jesus there and that. So I said, can I have a nail? They said, yes. Can I have a hairnet? Yes. And then I saw the thing that shined the balls on the set, you know. And this guy had it, and I said, look at it, because it's like I have giant balls.
Right,
you know?
right.
And Joe and Ethan were like dying. I think they knew the day they were going to do stuff with me that they had extra time, which is very unusual, as you know.
Right.
And so they did have extra time that day because they thought, well, maybe I would come up with some crazy ideas.
What's his name?
John
John
Turturro.
Turturro in real life, but Jesus Quintana in the movie.
He's a pederast, dude.
But that was great. They used that instead of pederast. And I also love the fact how good of a 10-second scene when he's got to come up to the house and tell the big bruising guy that he's a pedophile.
That was a fun little flashback, yeah.
and when he licks the ball, it's so gross.
Oh, yeah,
It's repulsive.
he holds the bowling ball up and sticks his tongue out and touches it.
Man, that was good.
I take it you're of a mind that the Vikings must sign Cousins.
Well, if he indeed is going to be willing to come here for a little less money, yes, hell yes, he's good. He'd be the best quarterback they've had since Favre had one good year, and he'd be the best one they've had since Dante in 2004, basically, and then Dante went downhill after that.
Plus, he's at a good age. He's in the prime of his career.
Yeah, he'll be 30 in August, I think I saw. Yeah. So he'll be 30 when the season starts. Yes, you got to go take him.
Out of all the options, Joe, he's the best one.
So Keenum's out of the picture.
Well, I think they looked at it and said he can't get us over the hump. But they aren't in love with him. It's obvious that
no, they're not.
The coach. It's obvious the coach doesn't think he's the guy to do it. I mean, the coach basically took another shot at him at the Indianapolis at the combine. He says maybe he's so good. Maybe he looks so good because of the team he was on or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they don't. I mean, this guy's floating around. Go get him. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. It's, it costs you money, but it doesn't cost you draft choice or anything like that. So go get him. Hell yes. There's not quarterbacks like this don't hit the open market very often.
Well, who are they competing with? Denver.
They say now there's all kinds of reports. He's either taking more money from the Jets or the Vikings. That it's down to the two. And Reavers, did I see the Vikings made a 3-year, $91 million offer is being reported?
That is the $91 million is fully guaranteed.
And
yes.
who's the source?
I believe it was it Pro Football Talk? I believe is the one that.
Well, Spielman's pretty wired in with that guy. So the Jets apparently were originally talking about guaranteeing $150 million, but if he takes a 3-year deal here, it will include the fact that they can't franchise him, I would guess, right?
Yes.
If he takes a 3 deal here, so then he can be if he's really good here and wins a Super Bowl, he can do it again in 3 years, become a free agent again. So he's a very confident fellow in his own ability because he would never take the long-term deals the Redskins offered him because he didn't think it was a proper amount of money. So.
Well, can they outbid the Jets, though? Jets probably got more money than Wolves.
Yeah, but the Jets stink, and the Vikings are, good.
So it's all based on whether this guy wants to win.
Yeah, he comes here for 3 years and says, let's win a Super Bowl, boys. Come on. Why not? And, I think it would be, to me, it would be their biggest acquisition as far as in a situation like this since they brought Francis back in 1972.
And you think it's more significant than if the Twins had signed Yu Darvish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, just because, as I pointed out in that little thing I wrote, the pitcher your best pitcher has the ball 14% of the time, and your best quarterback has the ball 99% of the time. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference there. But plus, I was also trying to agitate Viking fans a little bit to get all worked out. Well, is there any excuse for him not to sign him, Reavers?
No, not at all.
No, I mean, if he wants to come here, and he'll come here for 3 years, $91 million, go for it.
If those cheap Wilfs want to step up and pay him that kind of money, let's go here.
That's right. Come on, you can figure it out how you can pay the other guys and and keep everybody all together. You might have to surrender your future players here, but there's somebody there who's more replaceable than a quarterback. That's for sure.
What does not making him a franchise tag accomplish?
Then he's a free agent. If they put the franchise tag on you, you have to stay there for a huge amount of money. His franchise number this year would have been $31 million if they franchise it. It's based on the highest paid quarterbacks or something like that. I mean, it's based on that. And it would have been a tremendous number, but it also would have been the third straight year that he'd been franchised. So he and the Redskins just don't like each other. That's the problem. So, and you come in here now, and the Vikings have the taxpayer-provided palace of a stadium. They have the Egan cut 'em a hell of a deal facility out in Egan now. You can come in here now and think you're walking into a one of the first-class organizations in the NFL. With the facilities and the defense that they have. There's no reason for him there's no better place for him to look for a chance to win than right here.
Can this happen before March 14th, or you got to wait for free agency?
No, you got to wait till March 14th, and then you probably have to wait another day to make it look like you didn't get that far down the road with negotiations. You got to pretend like you don't really start talking to them until March 12th, even though you're talking to their agents now. The NFL does rather silly things.
Well, he'd have better receivers here.
Yeah, he would. He would. They did not have his best receiver there was a tight end, and he was hurt 60% of the season. So, yeah, he would have all the weapons he needs here. That's for sure.
Your Wild host a very desperate Carolina team tonight. They're about 3 points out of the wild card.
I read a Stahl brother story. You know that Jordan Stahl, Eric's brother, lost an infant baby a couple of weeks or a week ago. So.
Yeah.
That's a tough situation there. But that must have been a gang of ruffians, man. Four sons. They all played hockey. 3 of them played in the NHL. And they had to be like the Suitors up in Viking, Alberta, man. The Stahl kids when they were growing up.
Where are they local? Are they Metro?
I don't know where the hell they...
I don't know.
But they're Minnesota, right?
No.
Oh, I thought they were Minnesota.
No, they're from someplace. I don't know.
Would they go to the bar and try to start a brawl or brawl with each other?
Didn't they do that? Right?
Was that that group of brothers?
Yeah, wasn't Eric one of the things on him? He got in a big
Thunder
fight.
Bay.
Thunder Bay.
Huh? Yeah, they got in a big brawl up there in Thunder Bay. Yeah, but I used to have a couple of friends like that who were brothers. They go up to the bar, and if they couldn't get in a fight, they'd fight themselves.
Wow.
Sports Talk will return in just a moment, but now thanks to our great friends in Owatonna, Minnesota, at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business, and nobody does that better than Federated. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal and Your Money Now.
And stocks bounced around quite a bit during today's trading session, but we did end the day with gains. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 9 points to 24,884. The Nasdaq Composite advanced 41 points. The S&P 500 picked up 7. Target shares fell 4.5%. The retailer reported better than expected sales for its fourth quarter, but the money Target has invested to remodel stores and expand its delivery services is weighing on profit. Per share earnings came in below expectations. United Health Group's insurance arm will change how it handles some rebates it gets from drug makers. The company said it will pass the rebates along to the people who take the medicines, amid pressure to reduce costs and bolster transparency. United Health said the change will affect about 7.5 million covered people and will reduce their costs by amounts ranging from a few dollars to more than $1,000 per prescription. I'm Bruce Vail with Your Money Now on 1500 ESPN.
All right, Bruce, we thank you very much, and we will talk again tomorrow a couple times, hopefully. We'll check traffic here, and I have to say it's not a bad rush in progress right now. This report sponsored by Cub. The only two noteworthy delays I'm seeing are eastbound 494 and eastbound 62. Both of them sketchy and sometimes slow between 100 and W. 94 between the downtowns. Boy, setting a record 10 minutes right now each way. Northbound 35W looking pretty good. 94 up to 694, 10 minutes. 6 more up to Lexington. And eastbound 36, believe it or not, A-OK from 35W to Stillwater. Order online, and Cub will deliver right to your door in as little as 1 hour. Delivery is free in your first order over $35. Visit ShopDub. I knew I was going to screw that up. One more time, visit shop.cub.com. That wasn't easy. And get started today.
I can't talk yet.
Wait for Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Man in me will do nearly any task.
What a great song. Huh?
Ask for compensation. There's a little he would ask.
Can I say it now? Here's John Haidt.
Greatest burial scene in movie history.
Yeah, he's from Nam Doc to he's going on and on about Vietnam. The dude gets all of Donnie right in the face.
In his beard.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Oh.
It's cloudy and 34 degrees. Twins with a win this afternoon over the Baltimore Orioles. Joe Mauer 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Jorge Polanco with a home run. We won't talk about the pitchers. Let's just say the Twins won 9-8.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
Guess what they played in celebration of the victory here?
What?
Another one, Bites the Dust. I haven't heard that as the celebration song in about 25 years.
What the hell? They're catching up.
They used to play that every time, but not anymore.
I'd rather they didn't, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's run its course.
Yeah, I would say about 1988, right? Yeah.
Minnesota Wild in action tonight. They're playing the Carolina Hurricanes at the Xcel Energy Center.
Say, Patrick, I know you're down in the fort and you're not able to see our guy, the Rook, but there is an elephant in the room that needs to be discussed.
Okay. God, this guy.
So, Rookie, in addition to it being the celebration of the big Lebowski, Rookie apparently thinks it's Halloween because he's dressed as the Gorton's fisherman in here with
Patrick, he's got big rubber barn boots on. You know, the kind that go up to your knee. They cost about $10 a pair.
When you're swimming through manure?
Yeah.
Manure.
Oh, my God.
Pitchfork manure.
What was the deal?
Okay,
you were afraid
Patrick,
of the snow?
And he's got on a pair of yellow trousers.
If you go...
And the tightest shirt in the house. I think the shirt actually belongs to his son, Gabe.
Wait. Let me just treat it up here.
Nipping out. It's so gross.
If you follow me at RookieGL on Twitter or GLRookie13 on Instagram, you can see I took a picture of my boots. I forgot my shoes. So I know I'm in third grade.
Nobody wears their barn boots into town.
I do.
The barn boots stay at the barn.
Idiots do. It was all sloppy and gross outside, so I was going to put my shoes in the bag.
And you didn't bring shoes.
I realized it when I got to work and went, oh no.
And Kenny's right about the shirt. It's one of those kind of shiny shirts. So when I first saw him in the hallway, I thought
Deacon's Lodge.
I thought he looked like a jockey. Because he's got the tall boots and the shiny.
It's a chubby jockey.
No, all he needs is the little whip. He'd be good.
And so the last commercial break, we're enjoying a moment of silence in here. No, you're not bothering us on the talk back, and it's all quiet. And Rookie out of the blue says, I've got some lasagna soup in the crock pot.
Yeah, that is what he
hell?
She made lasagna soup. It smelled really good when I left, and it has to cook, and then she adds the noodles, and I'm excited about dinner.
Much like drank it out of your boot.
But Patrick, he's like father knows best. It's like 1950 in his house. He'll call at home to find out what's for supper.
What time's supper?
What's for supper tonight, honey?
When Rook said that, Reavers called him a name I can't say on the air, and then Kenny threatened his life. So that's how that went.
Kenny said, I'm going to follow through with my silly putty threat.
Silly string.
Silly string threat. Yeah. What are you going to do?
I'm going to blast you every time you make me mad. Right in the face.
Johnny, you're not getting very.
I'm not.
Much,
Well, you know what,
making
guys?
Much progress.
You know what, guys? No soup for you.
No lasagna soup.
Nope.
Darn. News notes from today. A 35-year-old St. Paul woman injured when she was hit after exiting a vehicle that had gone off the road on the exit ramp to Highway 169 from 494 West this morning in Bloomington. The Minnesota State Patrol says Phi Tao was driving a 2003 Camry when she lost control of the vehicle and ran off the road just after 5. She then exited her vehicle, was standing outside next to it in a median divider. According to the State Patrol, a 2007 Nissan Quest being driven by 37-year-old Luis Murillo of Moundsview then hit some snow while on the exit ramp and lost traction. The car hit the Camry, which then hit Tao. She was transported to Hennepin County Medical Center. Her injuries are considered serious, according to the State Patrol. She was able to speak with the state trooper and with paramedics responding to the scene.
Did we have a few accidents around town last night?
Yeah, but that's a big lesson to be learned there, and we preach that all the time. All the traffic nerds in town, when you get in a crash, stay in the car, please, please, please. There's no reason to get out of the car. Not only should you stay in the car, you should stay belted in. It's literally the safest place for you. I don't know why I said literally, but it is the safest place.
Several items from a presidential news conference last hour featuring President Trump and Sweden's leader. The president said North Korea is showing positive movement toward talks involving their nuclear program. He said we'll have to take a wait-and-see attitude, though. He also said tariffs will be administered with what he called in a loving way.
A loving way.
In a loving way, yes.
Way.
He also addressed the stories about chaos in the White House. He said he likes conflict. It helps him make decisions when he hears two different sides of a story.
No, he does the opposite. You know, you should not do tariffs, Donald. Okay, we're going to have tariffs.
Washington State has a new law to protect net neutrality at a time when the feds are getting rid of it. In a bipartisan effort, the state's legislators passed the House bill, which was signed into law by Governor Jay Inslee. Inslee said at the bill signing, Washington will be the first state in the nation to preserve the open internet. The state law approved by the legislature last month is to safeguard net neutrality protections, which have been replaced by the Federal Communications Commission and are scheduled to officially end on April 23rd. Net neutrality requires internet service providers to treat all online content the same, meaning they can't deliberately speed up or slow down traffic from specific websites to put their own content at advantage over rivals. This bill in Washington
They wouldn't do that. They're honest people.
I can't remember.
Googling those people.
Both sides are yelling at me about this. Which side do I want to take? Does anybody know here? Does it matter?
I think you want to be on the side of that Google can't screw you because you're not paying them.
The Google has a tendency to be evil. They know things about me that I don't know about me.
Yes, right.
And that's scary.
They have pictures of your house.
Yeah, more than that.
That was one of the greatest episodes of Park and Rec when Ron Swanson tries to go off the grid. He literally took a photo down of him at the Pancake House.
You remember those, Such? I was on Google Maps for a year.
Oh, that's right.
Giving the Google Maps car the finger. And I had the garden hose between my legs. And I was watering the lawn.
That was classic.
It was the happiest year of my life.
Fresh beef is coming to McDonald's Quarter Pounders. McDonald's announcing today that Quarter Pounders in every U.S. store except ones in Hawaii and Alaska will have fresh beef without added preservatives starting in May.
What
do we care about that?
What have they been so far?
McDonald's signature crafted recipe burgers will also have fresh beef patties. They've been frozen, Kenny.
Oh.
The switch does not apply to Big Macs and regular hamburgers and cheeseburgers. McDonald's has changed its ingredients and menu to shift customers' perceptions about the food. Its latest move responds to rivals like Wendy's, who are targeting McDonald's frozen beef in ad.
What do they call it in Europe? Le Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Yeah.
Hey, Rook, really question. Joel has a quick Twitter question for you. When you ask what's for supper, do you end it with Ma?
What's for supper, Ma? You call your wife Mom?
I don't, but I'm willing to learn. Does that mean you get more portions, or how does that work?
Mother.
Hey, during the break yesterday, I had to take a little bathroom break during one of the breaks. And, Now you get to listen to Paul Douglas and Jordana, whatever her name is.
Jordana Green.
In the bathroom in here, and they were talking about Big Macs yesterday.
Does that help or hurt?
Well, it makes me feel better about life.
Okay. Hey, I did some research on the stalls You were correct. In the summer of 2007, Jordan was arrested at Eric's bachelor party. Both were charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct and obstructing the legal process while spending the night in jail.
Bay, right? In Thunder Bay, right?
It does not say where, but my guess would be yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you know.
So they were scrappy.
Hockey players getting drunk. What the hell? They
Right.
should.
University of Colorado Springs accidentally sent out emails to more than 11,000 applicants last week that implied the recipients had been accepted to the university. Shortly after, they sent a second email admitting they sent the first email to some students who were denied acceptance.
Okay.
Joking.
We got a
Sorry.
lawsuit here.
University spokesman Jared Werner said he was aware of the emails and the vice chancellor was looking in to what caused the problem there. In the
This is not exactly like getting a letter from Harvard saying you've been accepted. Some state school in Colorado
U of
Springs.
C, Colorado Springs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, there's probably 12 of them who weren't accepted out of the whole one.
The college did offer their sincerest apologies in the second email.
Mm-hmm.
You have more coming up, John?
I do. Thank you, Kenny.
You want
All
to take
right.
us to break, Rook?
Yes.
All right.
I can certainly do that.
Por el camino del desierto, el viento me despeina. Suelo aroma de colita, nomás del área. Ella de los lejos.
Is that when he's licking the bowling ball?
Yeah, what he does is the dance.
Yeah. There's just so many things about this movie where you'll hear dialogue early on in the movie only to hear dude repeat the dialogue but butcher it.
Yeah.
You know how he does that reoccurring?
Yeah.
And then they bring in the Gypsy Kings doing Hotel California, which is by the Eagles, and of course the dude hates the Eagles. It's just genius.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
We now have been updated on why you thought the Stahl brothers might have been from Minnesota, because the drunken wedding brawl was in Lutsen.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, the what was I guess the bachelor party preceding the wedding or something.
All right.
So
Hey, I've got one traffic thing I should mention here. We had a trooper that was on a traffic stop northbound 35E north of Maryland. The suspect reached for the trooper's gun. The trooper, a scuffle ensued. And from what I'm reading, this isn't confirmed, but Julie has this, and Julie's a pretty good source. She says the trooper was hit. So the bad guy, number one, is in custody, but we have ambulance and rescue and everybody coming to the aid of this trooper. And plus, there's about 5 million cops now on the right side, northbound 35E, just north of Maryland. So both directions are actually slowing and taking a good long look.
As you guys were talking about, we heard the Gypsy Kings there. Today is the 20th anniversary of the release of The Big Lebowski. One of the many reasons to love this movie, as I think pretty much all of us do, is the eclectic mix of music used in the film. From the Sons of the Pioneers' Tumbling Tumbleweeds to the Dude's hallucinatory odysseys set to Kenny Rogers when the first editions just dropped in. The T-Bone Burnett produced soundtrack is one of many reasons Lebowski's a classic. In fact, former Rolling Stones manager Alan Klein even offered up the rights to the song Dead Flowers gratis for no money. Initially, Klein wanted $150,000, but he so liked the scene where the dude talks about hating the bleeping Eagles, he waived the licensing fee for them to use it.
And it's a wonderful version, too.
Man, could you change the channel? If you like my music, get your own dad. I had a really rough... I'll pull up to the side and kick your ass out. Man, come on. I had a rough night, and I hate the Eagles, man.
The idea of a the idea of a black guy loving the Eagles is what was the
See,
best
I always
part of that.
assumed that Bridges was a buddy of the Eagles, but John discovered that isn't necessarily the case.
What I read this afternoon was that he's a very casual acquaintance, he said in an interview with Don Henley. Not a good friend or anything, just knows him enough to say, hi, how are you, at a party or something. He said Henley has never bothered him about it, but he said every time he ran into Glenn Fry at a party, who he didn't know either, he said Fry would go nuts and come over and start harassing him about the line. In fact, the quote from Bridges in the interview I read was, I can't remember what he said exactly to me, but my anus tightened a bit.
Well, Jeff didn't write the line.
I would
No,
assume
but
not.
I thought it was a drop in for Bridges to give them a little
Tease it.
salute.
Yes.
Not quite 4 months ago, Betsy Boyd spent 41% of her annual salary on a kidney transplant for her ailing 17-year-old kitty cat, Stanley.
Oh, no.
As a condition of the
You can
19...
get a new cat.
It's not a problem.
You can get a cat. I'll get you a cat by 3 o'clock.
As a condition of the $19,000 surgery, she also adopted the kidney donor, a 2-year-old tabby named Jay, bringing the total number of felines in her household to 6. Both cats are thriving post-surgery, but if Stanley were tragically to die tomorrow, Boyd said she'd have no regrets about spending all this money. She said anything could happen. If Stan did pass away sooner rather than later, I know I'd done what I could for him. Boyd isn't independently wealthy. As a part-time member of the University of Baltimore's creative writing faculty, she makes about $46,000 a year.
Whoa.
Her husband, Michael Yackel, is a freelance journalist and a stay-at-home dad who cares for the couple's twin sons. But she's really good with money. She says they bought their home in Baltimore for $95,000 and paid cash at the time. She said, I'm very frugal, so I had no problem spending this $19,000 on the kitty cat.
Wow.
She says,
I can't believe she's married.
Yeah, I can't believe
I haven't met the husband
story.
yet, so hang on.
She says, Stanley, quote, is the only human cat. That's why. The operation for Stanley. She says,
But he's how old?
17.
Well, he's got 6 months left anyway.
Right. That's right.
She says, Stanley acts like a human trapped in a cat's body. He's vocal and communicative. He maintains eye contact better than any cat I've ever known. All of this...
Well, she deserves whatever she gets.
well, I think she's
Creative
fine.
writing teacher.
Yeah.
But she's good.
This all started when Stanley was diagnosed with renal insufficiency back in November 2016.
Yeah, that's when Stanley makes that long drive up to the farm. We go for a little walk.
In Nashville, Rook, this one's for you, considering you made a little trip to a Family Dollar store, too.
Yep.
Metro Police say a man robbed a Family Dollar store in Nashville in a most unusual way. He entered the store wearing a green sweatshirt and green hat. Employees say in the store he took off his clothes and put on a red sweatshirt and a red hat from store merchandise. Employees say they then confronted 27-year-old Timothy Wiggins, asked him to return the merchandise. That's when he pulled out a hatchet out of his pants and threatened them.
A hatchet.
A hatchet.
They called...
I can get you a hatchet.
Hatchet, I got.
I can get you a hatchet from my neighbor. Yeah, he's got a hatchet.
They,
I will not take out the serpent, but beware of this hatchet.
They called police. That's when Mr. Wiggins grabbed some beef jerky and a can of Vienna sausages, much like Rook, and ran out of the store on Jefferson Street.
Bet you can't catch me.
Police caught up with him nearby wearing the stolen clothing. He also still had the hatchet, the Vienna sausages, and the beef jerky. Police searched the store's surveillance video, confirmed it went down as the employees said. He's been charged in the incident.
What are Vienna sausages?
You know, the little...
Quality.
Little cocktail wieners?
Yeah, little teeny ones. You know, Pat did show me something, too, when we were on location at the Sprint store. When he was going to give those sardines from the dollar store a go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he rolled her back a little bit and took one look and maybe got a little whiff and said,
they had a little mustard.
Bring this outside and throw it away.
The problem was they already had the mustard inside with it. So it turned it to mush.
But weren't those clams?
I'd eat a good sardine.
Those clams were fresh from the Gulf, weren't they?
You could see them wiggling as they jumped into the boat right out of the drink.
Joe, you've never had a Vienna sausage?
Well, I might have. I just can't place
When I was a kid, that was a staple of the Hyde House.
God,
You'd
yes.
cut it up and put it on a cracker. And
Put them with eggs? You ever cook them up with
How
eggs?
about Braunschweiger, Johnny?
Oh, yeah,
Braunschweiger.
definitely
love
Braunschweiger.
it.
Are you kidding me? My name's Height. Come on. Of course
Hey, we're
I love
having
Braunschweiger.
lasagna soup tonight.
None of
Joe,
us even know what that is.
I don't know
Joe,
either,
will
but it
you
smells
still
good.
eat a Braunschweiger
Oh,
sandwich?
God, yes.
I used to eat a
Is
lot. of
Braunschweiger
them,
the soft stuff?
Yeah, it's liver
Yes.
sausage.
Oh, my God. That is so my
Is
dad.
spread it.
That's Bob Mahalski from
You
Winona.
can't beat that with mustard.
Oh, my Lord. Nope.
Oh,
Is
that's
it related to him having to chop his leg off or foot or whatever? the hell it is?
He was probably in the motorcycle. He was probably going to, when he had the accident, probably going to get some brown Schweiger. I'm going to have to ask him.
That's high cuisine.
Yeah, gross.
Twins win.
9-8. Derek Falvey just joined us here. We'll do a little bit here with Derek, the chief baseball officer of the Twins, in a minute on the Ride with Ricey.
All right. What else do you have coming up?
Well, we also
You're
have
action-packed, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, we do. We have Sean Windsor, who covers the Michigan basketball team, and that was quite a performance by them. And then Rhett Bollinger from MLB.com will be with us, too. And our sports person of the day, Jesus Quintana.
When's the selection for the tournament? This weekend?
Not until next Sunday. The Big Ten tournament was held a week early so they could get into Madison Square Garden, and it's not been received well by a lot of the coaches, this extra break they're taking. So.
All right.
1500
ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's...
we got 33 degrees.
You got 33 degrees.
Snowing?
No, it's not snowing. We're done.
You won't even look outside for me. Look at that.
We're not going to be done snowing. We didn't even get a weather report from the fort today. I bet it's great.
All right, we're good. Here's Pat Royce for the Canopy Group. Thank you.